This is hold for reinforcements on Reaper 1 Skull. I'd recommend you run this on Elite instead of Reaper 1 Skull. I just want to give myself a little bit of a challenge here, so I'm going to do it. But it's going to be pretty tough. So unlike a lot of other quests, this is a timed quest, and the mobs start coming right away. If you fall behind in this quest, you're pretty much doomed because it's really, really hard to play catch up here. The one thing that I will say that this has, which is nice, is there's a shrine always back here. So if you die on Reaper 1 Skull, you can get back and raise yourself pretty quickly and regroup. But this is a time quest, and so the enemies just keep on coming. They just keep on coming. And so if you get a Reaper and you have to regroup, you can't go back and buff yourself. You're right back in it really fast. So that's why I recommend that you run this one on Elite. If you really feel like the Reaper 1 is too easy, you can maybe give it a try if you want a challenge. But I'd say this, if you want to get the favor for this, and you need to run this one for the others, but I don't know. Pretty tough quest on Reaper. Yeah, that Theriscound, you can see they killed one of the defenders. Theriscound, Psychotic Blast is so deadly. It's one of the deadliest things at this level. How'd this guy die? I have no idea how that guy died. He just randomly died. They don't do much, so I don't bother dealing them. They die pretty quick. And you can see they do helpful things like coil attacking a gargoyle that's not active and can't damage. So, and falling behind is not too bad with our cleave. We can usually get caught up, but falling behind our Reapers that could one-shot us, it's pretty tough. Because I usually use tactics that involve slowing things down and backing up, and while doing all that, enemies are going to respawn, right? So keep spawning. It's sort of like there we go. There's a Reaper. So let's try to get him down quick. He's not the worst thing. I mean, a Famine Reaper here would be much tougher. But a lot of hit points now at this level. Or I'm sorry, not a Famine. Well, Famine would be worse, but Plague Reaper is the one that I think we have to worry about dying. And so one of the tactics I want to try to use more is sort of run, kind of like what I'll call like sort of take a cheap shot, sort of run back a little bit. So if I have the healing debuff on, kind of back up, run around until it's off, then another cheap shot. Sort of like sucker punch approach. And so you can see Coil has an incapacitating injury. And in the old way, this quest would have failed by now. Like, this would have been a failed quest. But now it's just basically he has an incapacitating injury, and we lost this optional. But once Reaper mode came and Champions came, this became a real, almost like an impossible quest to complete, even on Elite. But fortunately, they changed it. There's a few people that complained and were unhappy that they made it easier. But most people most people supported it because they've been in here and had an experience where Coil got one shot by a Reaper or a champion, and they avoided it because of that. So most people support that change. I think static group rating type groups of 6 that come in and crush everything, they sort of like that they're the only ones who complete it. So they usually complain when the devs make things easier. And they don't like it when the devs do things to support solo players. And I'm not really a solo player, but a lot of people are, and it's kind of a nice niche this game has. It's a very nice game for solo players. So SSG's been doing little things like this to make it easier. Okay, there's a Carnage Reaper. I'm gonna heat on my hireling, so that's kind of good, kind of bad. Alright, I'm gonna get Tempest back as soon as I can. I actually didn't mind that too much there because... Alright. So we've had just 2 Reapers so far, and not the Plague. The Plague is the one that I was worried about. You can see what happens is just things start to kind of get piled up here. I'd use my big cleave, even though I didn't want to there, just because things were starting to get... Boots of the Mire Warren, that's from the Rust Monsters, and that's alright. I've got some other... Let me get my other boots in the hotbar. Because if those get broken, I've got my Freedom of Movement boots now that I got from Ravenloft. Alright. And these cleaves are nice for dealing with these mobs. Even though we're getting a damage nerf, in Reaper, our damage is reduced. It's still working pretty well. So we're about halfway through now. That's so far so good. So we'll see. We'll see. We get a couple Plague Reapers. It's probably going to be really tough to finish this. So the Rust Monster's wearing out a lot of my items, so I'm gonna have to definitely after this repair, but I should be able to get through hopefully this quest. Let's see, my boots are level 7. They're the thing that's most likely to go. But I should be. I should probably switch so I don't have to do a little fighting. There's sounds. All right, let's see these guys. Unfortunately, my proc didn't get there, so I'm gonna kill one of them quick. He is almost out of spell points, so I'm gonna have him shrine if he can. We're past the halfway point. All right, here's something. All right. Get the aggro while he's resting. Apparently those were evil. Alright, he's back in the game, so let's have him do a death word. I should have had him give me spell points back, but... And this is where, you get a big mob like that, if you fall behind or if you die and have to go use the shrine, by the time you get back up, there's probably another mob that's already spawned. So that's what makes this quest challenging, is just the timed aspect of it. And you can't kind of control the pace. The pace controls you, in other words. So that's the challenge of this quest. I'm gonna renew my buffs. They last 12 minutes. The quest is 15, so I'm just gonna get everything renewed now. Well, somehow my shoes survived that battle. I don't think they'll make it to the end of the quest. Let's see, they're still there. Yep, 3. Oh, and I should probably get this going too, just in case, so I don't lose my. Kind of happy they're aggroing on that rust monster's aggroing on the hireling. My boots are almost worn out. Give me some spell points back. Always a little low in the fighting. If he dies, I'll order him to use the shrine or try to raise him, but I may have to finish, if that happens, I'll probably try to finish up the quest without him. Well, I'm pretty pleased with how well this is going on Reaper. We've only had 2 Reapers, no Plague Reapers, so that really helps a lot. But of course, Reaper 1, you do have less Reapers. Just go in Reaper 1 instead of Reaper 2, just to have fewer chance to get, smaller chance to get those Plague Reapers. All right, 1 minute. He's almost going to come down. Once he comes down and we defeat him, at that point, even if we die, all we have to do is just wait out the clock. These guys you got to worry about one-shots with Polar Ray. Especially if they're a champion. Alright, now we just defeat him, and once that's done, basically, you can't really fail the quest. Even if we die at that point. Alright. So there's going to be usually another wave right as this quest is ending. Oh, named items. Cinder's Dance. Dodge 4%, Tumble 11, Fire Guard 1. That's interesting. I don't think it's going to make the cut, but I don't think I've ever, at least that I recall, received that before. All right, quest is done, and as always, there's a big wave here at the end. So we'll kill this rust monster, who's I'm angry at for damaging my boots, and I'm gonna recall. And I think my boots actually survived the whole quest, barely, but that's rust monster damage for you right there, and the fact that it's only a level 7 item, it has a durability of 50 versus my level. Oop, I forgot to check the Reaper XP there. Sorry about that. But that was the quest on Reaper 1.